Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best crypto community. Today is Wednesday, it's November 20th. Happy hump day, hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to take a look at Quant, QNT. We're going to do some technical analysis. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. We do have a bull flag on watch, so spoiler alert, and the target for that would be $140. We're going to take a look at that and what we need to do to confirm it and what we need to do to negate it. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. Full disclosure, I do own Quant in my crypto portfolio as well. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And if you're looking for a good hardware wallet, I recommend Tangem. This video is brought to you by the hardware wallet Tangem. It's a partner of the channel, and you can get 10% off just using the code POW, so code POW, and it helps support the channel. I have the 3-card set, but they have this dope new ring. You can get the ring, and then you have a couple of cards as a backup. So if you lose the ring, you have the 2 cards. You lose a card, you have the ring and a card. It's very cheap, and one of the cheapest ones I've seen out there. It's very secure, easy to use, by far, hands down, my favorite wallet, bar none. So again, not your keys, not your crypto. I highly recommend. About 95% of my crypto is on this. So just make sure to custody your own crypto when possible, because when you're on an exchange, they control the keys. So not your keys, not your crypto. If you recall, I just posted this video about a week ago. I said Quant reversal soon, and price skyrocketed shortly after I posted that video. And then to put icing on the cake, I guess today, Bitcoin is hovering around 95,000, just underneath it. So the fact that Bitcoin is starting to gain some momentum here, we're closing in on that coveted $100,000 mark USD. I think we should shatter it at some point over the next couple of days. And I think we could hit 120 to 140K this cycle on Bitcoin. And then after that, I think that'll happen between now and the end of the year. And then maybe, into early 2025. And then after that, once Bitcoin tops out, we're going to see rotation into altcoins, and it's going to be full blown alt season from that point on. But the fact that Bitcoin's kind of gaining some momentum here, we're starting to see some alts take a bit of a breather, and we're just seeing that money rotate back into Bitcoin. But again, we'll start to see alts outperform here toward, the end of the year. And then at the beginning part of 2025. I think we're going to enter full-blown alt season over the next month or two. A lot of people are asking me right now, is this it? Is this alt season? I think it's the early stages. I don't think we're quite in the heat of it yet. And one thing, before I take a look at this daily bull flag there at 140, I want to bring up BTC.D. It's the dominance chart. So this is something that I mentioned as well to Pow Group private members. I also just did an XRP video, so if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. There's also a daily bull flag potentially on that as well. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, I love these patterns. When something has been happening for an extended period of time, and this is almost a year, we haven't consolidated on the Bitcoin dominance in 10 months. That means almost a year, and it might not even happen until next month or January. So if that's the case, it's going to be a whole year where every single candle has a higher low than the previous one. So we haven't lost the low of the previous candle for 10 months now on the dominance chart. So once we do, that's when I think we're going to see alt season, full-blown alt season will be upon us. So if we take a look at QNT here on the daily time frame, like I mentioned, we do have a daily bull flag. I'll just reset this chart here, and I'll draw it out here. So if you go to you take your fib tool and go from the low to the high of the bounce, and the reason why we use that as the high of the bounce is because we didn't lose the low of the previous candle. So you go from the low here to the high. And then you can see today we started daily consolidation. So that's why we use that as the high. Once we lost the low of yesterday, today at 86.61, we started daily consolidation. And look, right now we're holding the 0.32 fib perfectly. So in order to maintain the daily bull flag, we need to maintain above $83. And you can see the low of the day today was 83.97. So it's pretty much textbook so far. So if you were looking for an entry on Quant, that could have been a nice entry there with a stop just below. And the great thing about crypto is it trades 24/7, 365. So your stop loss, once you set it, bearing any, technical issues or exchange issues, anything like that, it should hit, 99% of the time. Whereas when you're trading stocks and you set a stop loss like this and you're looking to enter, you have to swing it overnight, right? And stop losses don't occur after hours. So this is a great setup. No brainer, in my opinion. You could have set your stop at like $77, and essentially on that dip there, you could have risked, 5-6% to make about 65%. So in order to negate this daily bull flag, we need to lose the 0.32 fib there at $83. In order to confirm it, we need to break the high of the bounce at $98.44. Break that, it's confirmed. Then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib, and then you get your measured move of $140. And then if we take a look at the weekly time frame here, we just had a stochastic bull cross. The MACD super bullish going parabolic. And one thing that's really exciting on the Quant chart is we already had the first ever 50 weekly and 200 weekly bear cross. Now we're gearing up for the first ever potential bull cross of the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average. We're still below, we're above the, we got above the 50 weekly, but we're back below it. So we still got some work to do. But if we get over $113 and specifically close a weekly candle, 2, preferably 3, then it's going to be new all-time highs in my opinion. The last time this happened to Ethereum with the 50 weekly moving average below the 200 week, when those crossed on Ethereum, the price went from about $600 to almost $5,000. So just imagine what's going to happen to Quant. I would see this thing somewhere around $500, $600 easily. And then, on the high end, maybe $1,000 to $1,200. So things are getting very, very interesting here. We also have a golden cross lining up here on the daily time frame. So if we back test, $83 and we hold that, that'd be great because we get that bull flag continuation pattern. But if we do lose 83 cents, watch 74. And then we also have, 75 psychological. But we could be coming back down to test the 200-day moving average there at $74. But we're very close to seeing the 50 and the 200-day moving average cross. And when that happens, it's called a golden cross. But it's even more bullish when it happens on the weekly time frame because it takes longer for it to play out, right? And it would be the first one ever. We just had the bear cross and tons of downside. Now we're gearing up for the first ever 50 and 200 weekly moving average bull cross. But these daily moving averages set to potentially see a golden cross. It's probably going to be at least a week, I would say, before we see that cross, maybe 2. But things are heating up in a big way. And again, I posted this on my last video. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out just to kind of, learn from that. But if we take our fib tool here, and I might have already drew it out. No, I didn't. So if we go from the high to the low here of this, so you go swing high to swing low. And if we take a look at our measured move, we could potentially see the 3.618, the 2.618 at around $1,000 to $1,400. So that's, in line with my thinking. And, Bitcoin, Ethereum from, the last bear market cycle, the bull market top to the bear market cycle in 2021. And then, in the last couple of years, Bitcoin exceeded the 3.618. So did Ethereum. So why can't Quant do it? If Quant just hits the 2.618, that's $1,000. If it just hits the 1.618, that's $659. So again, Bitcoin and Ethereum got very close to the 4.618. So again, why can't we get to the 1.618? That would make a whole lot of sense. And that would mean about a $659 Quant. And if we get to the 2.618, it's about $1,000, a little over $1,000. And if you're wondering what these are, they're just Fibonacci extension levels. It's a great way to basically predict where we could potentially top out in new price discovery because we have no price action to go off of, so there's no resistance. So it's a way to use that as targets, and they're most often than not very, very reliable. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. How high do you think Quant's going to go this cycle? I've been loading the boat on Quant. That's been one of the cryptos that I've been focusing on lately. If you recall, I posted a video months ago saying that Quant was probably going to see a lot of downside and sell pressure, and we did. And I said to my POW Group private members in the POW Group private community that anywhere around $60 to $50 on Quant is an absolute buy all day long. So I'm excited for the alt season that we have that's just around the corner. I hope you're excited. If you are, smash the like, share the video with anybody that might find value. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.